Boom, boom, boom. What up, everybody? Welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. Little backstory. We were here recording for about 30 minutes and we realized that the audio was not recording.
We did this last week too, or the 2 weeks ago as well.
And so I'm thinking,
it's my bad.
I'm thinking we should start drinking like at the middle of the episode.
Yeah, I don't think it was because of the drinking. Wait, you're thinking for this one?
For all of them, we should drink during the middle of the podcast.
This is the problem when you're producing your own show.
Absolutely,
because you're not checking the cameras, you're not checking the audio.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah. So like when we're more like less relaxed and more focused, then we can be like, oh shit, it's not working or whatever, right?
Yeah, or
we just hire somebody.
I mean, now we've done this maybe 4 times. So clearly it's a problem that we keep running into.
So what we need basically is your guys' help. You guys need to spread the Noonchi Podcast all over the world so that we have enough listeners.
I mean, if we get popular, then we can start, getting sponsors. We can actually pay for an editor, or someone to produce it, or someone to do the camp. It's just you and me.
Yeah, and it's all you because I'm just sitting here, just like
that's what I meant.
Eating
just
chips.
Me. You just like show up and. Okay.
Well, it is another Sunday. For those that actually no one really asked to be like, hey, where's the next episode? We were off another week, and we apologize. There is an excuse. We record on Sundays, and last Sunday I had a somewhat of a major gout flare-up. Yeah. So I could not walk to the studio. So I apologize, everybody.
Also, today I wanted to try something new. We joined the Spoon app. It's a Spoon Radio.
Right.
Where you can take callers.
Right.
Live callers.
Yes.
So it's something that we should probably try.
We should, but we should have promoted.
I know, nobody's going
to... they're going to be like, 이거 뭐야, 이거?
So I'm just going to cast a live thing and then see if people join in. They can call us and then we'll tell them to ask us questions.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious. Do people in America use Spoon? Or is it more the Korea and Japan thing?
But only Korea will pick up on this because it's designated to region.
So this past week has been a bit of a big one for me. On Thursday, if you can't tell, I am wearing a TEDx t-shirt. Yes. I was asked to do a TEDx talk, and it was very interesting because in the age of COVID, there was no audience. So I was in a theater pretending like my talk was humorous and informative while giving off the illusion that people were responding very favorably to me. And so I felt like a psychopath, like waiting after like a punchline of a joke, And I'd be like, ta-da! So anyway, life is like
I'm trying to figure out this. There's a lot. You got to add like phone number. Like you have to contact your phone carrier and stuff like that. So maybe this is not the thing to do right now.
No, absolutely not, bro. We have to set it up and then be like, hey guys, we're gonna go live at 4 p.m. on Sunday. Yeah. Join in. Blah 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 blah.
That's our little shout out to Spoon Radio. It doesn't work.
They're gonna be like, okay, here's money for that. I did a TED talk, and I'm told that nobody in TED Talk history really got paid for it, so I did not get paid either.
They don't pay their speakers?
Yes, but
okay.
But I felt like it would be a decent resume bullet point right? To be like,
are you still working on your resume?
Absolutely.
It's like you're always mindful of that kind of stuff.
Because unless I'm like a household name, famous kind of person, then it's always going to be me shoving a resume to tell them this is what I did, right? You know, and I feel like 1 or 2 TED Talks under your belt can make people believe that I am a professional good speaker, right? Yeah. You know, and so, I've heard a handful of people that are not comics though, but after doing a TED Talk, they got asked to speak at other places
really?
For money, right? Okay. So I was like, okay.
Oh, cool.
I mean, if it leads to that, awesome, but
I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know that TED Talk still existed. I remember when it first came out, it was like super, super cool.
Right.
And now it's not.
For the folks at TED, I did not say that. It was Bobby Choi. Bobby Choi, big phony.
It's not that it's not cool. Yeah. It's just like...
Know who never to invite to a TED Talk. His name is Bobby Choi, CHOY.
Yeah, sure. Let's nip it in the bud right now. Fuck a TED Talk. Fuck a clock. Fuck a Papa Doc. I don't know.
1 Pac, 2 Pac, 3 Pac, 4 Pac, 3 Pac, 2 Pac, none. Oh, and I'm like, I
still don't understand.
I don't understand how that was worthy. But anyway, so yeah, Bobby, and that was on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my fucking busy my big week.
Yeah.
And
you clearly had a bigger week than I did.
Yeah. And then on Friday, my first Korean 30-minute stand-up special was released on the Watcha platform.
Yeah. And we try to watch it at the office.
How?
Because the Samsung TV has a Watcha.
Oh, really?
Like you can go into the app, like the service.
Oh, nice.
And watch it.
But
you have to sign up for that shit.
Of course.
You have to pay for it.
There's a 2-week free trial.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do that stuff.
Yeah, right. So thanks for the support. Well, you were there. You were there at the filming for both tapings.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I want to see it though, with all the laugh track and all that stuff. We talked about this last time. They took out laughter.
Yeah, they took out laughter. They didn't add laughter. They took it out. You know what I mean? So anyway, those are the 2 big kind of milestones, I guess, of the week.
No, that's a big week. Like most people don't do a TED Talk and release a 30-minute special
ever.
Yeah.
No, but here's my point though. Mm-hmm. So I thought there's always this thing about the show business.
I know before you say anything, I feel like you thought that you wouldn't have to come today to do this shitty podcast because your life was going to change.
Yeah.
It's only been a couple days. Give it another.
Well, not even.
Give it another week where you realize that that's not going to happen. I'm just kidding.
The podcast is something I love to do. That's why I do it. Right.
Exactly.
But I definitely thought like not that I'm gonna be like famous or whatever, but like Koreans, they what they find as like a badge of, oh, this person's popular, is the search terms on Naver, right? Like what's the top 20 search terms?
Okay.
I thought maybe my name would be on the top 20 search terms, at least like for an hour during this weekend.
Yeah.
Nada.
So you've been checking.
Oh yeah.
Like on an hourly basis.
I've been typing Danny Cho like multiple times to be like, come on, motherfucker.
Oh man.
Nothing. And so, but there was a lot of, Bert Kreischer, right? The comic, he put out his special on Showtime.
Yeah.
And he was thinking the same thing. Like this shit was going to blow him up. Like he was going to like level up, Yeah. And nothing happened. And then somehow he talked to Showtime to see if he can release a part of the clip. And the clip he released was the machine story.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what made him fucking viral. And that's what kind of took him over the top, right? So no one watched the Showtime show.
Yeah.
but they watched the machine clip.
Yeah.
And from there on, it went into.
Oh, you know what? That's the first time I actually heard of Bert Kreischer too, because I watched that clip.
The machine story. Right.
Yeah.
So that was like it was an epic story.
That's a good move on his part.
Right. And so he released the right thing. So a part of me is thinking, all right, well, do I need to kind of buy back my special and try to release something?
Or can somebody just bootleg it and put it up on YouTube or something?
Maybe.
Like that?
But I don't know how to bootleg off of Watcha.
Oh.
Right.
I could do it for you. I could figure it out.
Okay.
All you need to do is you got to pay for the app, play the video, and then get a camcorder and put it in a dark theater and sit in the back.
Oh, you're going to do it that way, like old school, with a head, right? And a weird extra laughter on the side. So, yeah, I mean, it is, I feel like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I have something out that people can see that goes, oh, he can actually do stand-up in Korean.
Danny, you've been in Korea, what, 2 years and...
A little under 3 years, yeah.
A little under 3 years. And you were a part of stand-up becoming a thing in Korea.
Mm.
You're a part of, seeing the first live comedy show in Seoul. Open up and close.
Yes, comedy club, yes.
Right. You have your own half-hour special. Most Koreans won't even be able to get that.
I thought you were going to say most Koreans weren't going to be able to see it.
And here you are. You're this kyopo, this foreigner, from out of town.
Yeah.
And you've been able to do some pretty wild and cool stuff. So,
hey, but no, I mean, it's cool. I mean, look, again, I don't really have like aspirations of becoming like a super celebrity by any means, right? But
yeah,
I mean, if the opportunity arises, of course I would take it, right? But that's not necessarily my goal. But there was a part of me that kind of hoped. Like, it was released on Friday, it's Sunday now. So I was like, over the weekend, people come over, watch,
Man, I want that for you too.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'm putting out the wrong vibe now, but I really do want that for you. Just because I want some of the perks that you get. Like, this t-shirt doesn't fit me. Give it you get all this free stuff.
No, I definitely want to it to not just for me though. It's for the whole scene. Like it's not just me. There's 3 other comics whose like 10 to 15 minute clips went up.
Oh right, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So they would see them.
Wait, is it one of those things where does it do it chronologically? Like they do the openers first, or
no? It's a series. So there's 4 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So mine's one, and then Youngju's another. Youngju was a dude on the.
Oh, so it's not your special. It's like you're sharing the special with.
It's like a series. Like, have you seen like on Netflix Comedians of the World where there's like whatever? Except,
but I clearly remember them opening for you, like doing 10 minutes each, and then you did like an hour.
Yeah, but the idea was that they would shoot them all separately and release them separately.
Oh, so they also had their hour special?
No.
Shot?
10, 15 minutes.
Oh.
They're doing 10 and 15. I'm doing 30.
Yeah.
So my clip is 30 minutes long. Their clip is like 10 to 15 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So there's 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Right. Because if it was my own special, I would never call it real stand-up in Korea.
Oh, okay. I didn't
right,
know that. Yeah,
right.
Okay.
So, I mean, my ideas are stupid, but I would never call it that lame, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But the idea is hopefully people watch it, not just for me. I mean, if they watch it for me, it's cool too, but for the other 3 guys, right? And then if it does well, then there's going to be a season 2 where, other comedians can do 15 to 20. And then like, it's just, that's the hope that I have, And
so
then,
you're the guinea pig.
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks, but it's also a good opportunity because it might be the last, and it might be just like...
Yeah, who knows, right? So You know, and then there's people that go, hey, well, you know, you guys should put it on Netflix. And I'd be like, oh yeah, because it's that easy, right? Oh yeah, you're right, of course,
right?
Yeah, I can just ask them. I can email them.
But already guys, I know that it's better than what Netflix is putting out in Korea for stand-up.
The specials.
I mean, I've seen like 2.
Yeah, there's only 3. There's 3,
and they're not. I don't know. Maybe they're not my cup of tea, but they're not really stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that this series is a better reflection of what stand-up is than 박나래 or 유병재. And there's no shitting on them. I mean, people they can hear it and they'd be like, you know, their fans would be like, oh man, you're talking shit about 박나래. No, I'm not. It's just that what she did is it's like a one-woman show in the sense of. So according to Wikipedia. Right. Okay. I memorized this for my TED Talk. According to Wikipedia, stand-up comedy is a comic act, right, where the comedian performs in front of a live audience, usually directed toward them.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
The comedian gives off an illusion that it is a dialogue, right? But in actuality, it is a monologue with a combination of jokes, stories, and one-liners.
Goodness.
Which is called a set or routine. So what 박나래 did was, I mean, it was stories, you know?
What she didn't do was get out there, do every single club, bomb 100 times before she did well once.
Right.
You know, and build a set from being on the road.
Right.
Or really working it out the right way that a lot of people
the way stand-up comedians should.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing that is the frustration that I have with trying to convince people about stand-up comedy. Now the dudes and dudettes that I do the stand-up with. Yeah. That I do stand up with, they understand that that's the process and that's the grind, right?
Yeah. So fuck a clock, fuck a Papa Doc, and fuck a Pang Yubamje. I don't know. Like, it's like, no, come on, man. Like,
but that's the Netflix, frustration because they
fuck you too, because you guys aren't really seeing it through. You're really just selling out, where you're picking up these stand up, quote unquote, acts just because they're famous, and they have nothing to do with stand-up. Like that. Now that I think about it, it's infuriating.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I mean,
fuck a Netflix, fuck a clock, fuck a Netflix all day long, man.
Like, dang, when was the last time you watched 8 Mile? No, but you know, like you know, and I know the reasoning why they chose those people, right? Yeah, they want more people to subscribe to Netflix, and Danny Cho comedy special is not going to get Koreans to subscribe to Netflix, right?
Yeah.
박나래 has a better chance because she's famous, you know? And
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
But, you know, then that's the thing. It's always going to be that business over what's right? Yeah. That's always going to be the line, right? We would hope that there's some sort of, for lack of better words, justice, right? And ethic, but...
I think I'm bitter too because Netflix, they turned down my movie. But that's fine. Like I understand mine down too. I understand my movie is not like it's not great, you know, but here's the reason they gave me. They said, it's going to be a hard sell. And no reason beyond that.
Right.
Like, why is it going to be a hard sell? Throw me a effing bone, you know, like, so for that, like.
Because they're not going to tell you don't have bankable or like famous actors or leads in your movie, right?
I'm just bitter, you know, because it was to be honest, like I know how things roll in like Hollywood, and like sometimes maybe I got my film in front of the right people the wrong way through a friend of a friend, right? And so, but that's just the way it works, and I did that, and I got it in front of somebody. So wouldn't you think a friend of a friend would give you, at least be straight up with you and tell you why?
Of course, I would definitely be. But you know what? Maybe
that's the annoying part for me.
I think the flaw with that thought process, which I ideally agree with, is that we're framing it in the sense of everyone thinks like us. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I would also believe that a friend of a friend would be able to tell us more than it's a hard sell, right? I feel like that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And you feel that way too. But some people don't, right?
Yeah.
And so, it's unfortunate.
It's that, and then you see all the terrible movies that is on Netflix.
Right.
And then it's just like,
I felt that about K-Town Cowboys too. I was like, yo, that one gets in, then I get in too, right? Like I was
that's a weird argument.
Yeah.
But it's still like you can't like not realize that.
Like and so, but you know what? Like a lot of haters, when they hear what the fuck we're just saying right now, they're gonna be like, well, you guys are just bitter, and if you made a better movie, then it would have been on Netflix. Like that's how they just how do you say, dismiss, Sure. I'm like, all right, think whatever you want to think.
But you know what I think? Right. Like if that person has never made a film themselves, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think that, but that is the nature of the internet comment world, right? Is where they're like, oh, you're fucking bitter. If you're talented, of course it's gonna be out.
Yeah.
I go, cream doesn't necessarily rise to the top in this business. I know a lot of super funny stand-up comedians that are like, in my opinion, as good as some of the killers that are making a lot of money. But they're not. They're not. I mean, they're making a living, but they're not like holy shit household names, And and so it's not because of their lack of talent. I believe it is, other factors. Did they play the game right? Did they kiss the right ass?
Right. It's the whole like Patrice O'Neill debacle.
Right.
That guy was probably the funniest of the funny.
Yeah.
But he wasn't willing to play the game.
Yeah. By the way, did you know that what the term kiss ass is in Korean? I learned it the other day.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I would love to know.
Tonko paro.
What?
Tonko를 paro.
So you're clean. You're clean.
Paro means like suck.
Oh.
Lick. Like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Licking the asshole.
Worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
tonko 빨아야 돼. That means like you have to kiss ass.
tonko 빨아야 돼. Oh shit. That's pretty like that takes it even further.
Right. And then this guy who is I brought him up maybe 3 episodes in a row now. This young kid comedian. He's like 21 or whatever. He's a virgin or whatever. And then
we talked about this last time.
No, but he said 똥꼬 빨아야 돼요. Like how is like that, like does that even feel good? Like he's like I don't get it, right? Like he said it on stage. So I was up next and I was like, it feels amazing. It feels.
We talked about this at one point. Like, there are comedians that really work well together, like on the same lineup,
right?
Because they have those kind of things where you're doing a callback of
right.
somebody before you.
Yeah.
I do this also when there's a lineup of musicians
that you know that you can.
Yeah. So I always make it a point to listen to their mentor. So mentor in English is what their stage banter, right? So I always try to listen on at least the first, at least 2 or 3 before me, if there is at all, and then I'll always use something they said to make my show better. That I see that in comedy all the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You tag the one before or after. Like for example, people here don't know, but he's a worker here at Collab, but he's also, I've known him before as a stand-up comedian named Tongun. And so he's a one-liner comic and he's hit or miss, right? It's hot or cold. If he kills, he kills, right? But when he bombs, oh my goodness, it becomes unbearable in there, right? And
I've seen him a lot actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last time I saw my son bomb.
Yeah.
And it was just as enjoyable because now I know him personally.
Right.
I think it's more enjoyable when you know them and they bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Like honestly, like half the time I'm hoping you bomb when I go see you.
Yeah.
But like,
but it just doesn't happen.
It feels great when you're killing it up there.
Yeah.
But when you're just doing okay, I'm like waiting for you to completely bomb so I can be the one laughing out loud.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird. I feel bad for saying this out loud.
No, it's true. Like, amongst comedians, like similar to, I mean, because you're not a comic, but you've been around this so much, right?
Yeah.
So, like, even with us, we're in the back and we see the dude eat shit. We're the ones laughing.
Yeah.
Because, like, we could see the frustration, like the struggle.
I almost want to bring a phone book with me every show. Like I heard that one time. No, I heard Patrice O'Neill called in when Kevin Hart was on the Opie and Anthony show, and they were talking about the good old days, basically. And they had this. They were talking about one time Kevin was on doing stand-up in New York or something.
The Cellar.
And it was Patrice O'Neill was just like every joke he was just like, oh, and you could hear him like. And then at one point he threw a phone book on stage. He's like, read from the phone book. It'd be funnier than this shit you're talking about.
But it was like not just him. It was a group of comics. So it was like Keith Robinson, Jim Norton. They're all, and it was like 1 a.m. So nobody knows that this was before any of them were famous.
Yeah.
So they're all just like, right.
But I love those stories. I like it makes me kind of want to be a part of that for you.
Yeah. But you know what? It doesn't exist here yet. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like there are some. So you met the Stage 6 guys that do the podcast here.
Yeah.
They might be the closest to like shitting on each other.
Yeah.
But it's not each other. They only shit on 1 or 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you make fun of somebody, there's some people that take it so well. I'm like, not that it's fun to make fun. There's some people that you make fun of and it's not fun.
Yeah.
But there's some people that you're like, oh, it's fun. Like it's fun that they're a fun victim.
Yeah, and it always turns out to be someone you kind of love the most.
Of course.
But yeah, there's always a friend that's the butt of the joke or the butt of the evening.
It's like the dude with the Habini with acne, like crazy acne, the tall dude, right?
Yeah.
So, dude, one time I said, man, your black and white photo looks like a QR code, right? And then everyone went, oh shit, right? But so I wish that scene, that type of like rough banter, was something that existed in Korea. And I try to make fun of everybody a little bit because I believe that it makes them better comics too.
Yeah.
If you can be able to take it and dish it out, and if you can trade, I feel like you become a better comic on stage.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like bringing people down to earth is a huge deal.
Right.
Like in any circumstance.
Yeah.
Like if it's all just like it's like surrounding yourself with yes people.
Right.
Like you'll never get better.
Right.
You'll never get better if you're just like, yeah.
So yeah, that was my my weekend, and then obviously I performed Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Our good friends, DPD, Kirby, they're in town.
Yeah, we gotta get DPD and Kirby, like whoever can come. Like we have a lot of friends visiting from the US right now.
Right.
They all went through quarantine in different ways.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to just get a round table and to talk about their experiences.
Well, we have one right here. It's a round table.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about we talked about the new set last time, but it's it's even getting better. We got a neon sign that says Chanko Studios.
Can they see it? Yeah, I think they can see it.
Yeah.
They have Chanko Studios. We have like, what do they call it? Fairy lights? What do you call them?
Yeah, fairy lights. We got, you can't see, I put one down here.
Yeah.
But we have these menu things out of frame.
Yeah.
You know, the wooden board menu.
It was good work. It's good work. At first, I thought you were just going to do like just construction paper.
I didn't do this. Our intern, Violet, did this.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Good move.
Really, really great job.
Yeah. She was like, I don't know what they sell at a 포장마차. What? You've never been to a 포장마차? She's like, she was thinking like the actual tent 포장마차, right?
Yeah,
like on like at Yeouido, like the street stuff. And I goes, where do you and your friends go drink? What do you drink? They're like, soju. And I go, and what kind of anju do they sell there? And she's like, oh, and I was like, yeah, put that up there, right? Okay. Right. And so that's when she went, oh, okay. And then 제육볶음, 무뼈 닭발.
There's one that I didn't know what it was. 황도.
황도 is like the fruit. What is it? The candied. Was it peach?
It's a canned fruit.
Canned fruit. Yeah,
cocktail.
Cocktail fruit.
Cocktail.
Yeah, yes.
And they put like yogurt or.
No, that's like that's just ice and like was it apricot or peach like that? That.
Dude, I saw this crazy thing when I was in Japan and I was working with all those Korean factory workers, those semiconductor factory workers. There's like, how many Korean? There was like 50 of us.
Wow.
And so we'd always go over each other's apartments and eat like all together and make these big things.
Right.
These big Korean meals together. Yeah. I remember one time they had just people cutting up fruit into cubes and doing like a fruit salad. Put all the fruit in one big bowl. And it wasn't just the fruit salad. And so on top of that, they took out, those Japanese mayo? Like it comes in like a squeeze bottle.
Like, was it Kewpie mayo or whatever? Yeah.
I mean, they have in Korea too. It's it's
sweeter.
Yeah. They took that and they basically squeezed out like half of it or all of it into the fruit bowl. And they mixed it up with the mayo. And that was dessert.
It was just fruit and mayo?
It was all like, it was like everything from cantaloupe to watermelon to apples, pears, bananas.
I don't know how I feel about this.
And yeah, me too. I was like, wait, what is going on right here? You guys are putting mayo all over this fresh fruit that would be completely fine without the mayo. Right. And so they were like eating this up. And for me, I was like, maybe I'll try one piece. It just was really weird for me. So I tried it and I realized this was nothing new. Like a lot of people do, like a lot of 포장마차s, when you get fruit cocktail, you're getting fruit. Mayo is always a part of like the thing. You just didn't realize it. You thought it was maybe like condensed milk or something like that, but it was really mayo. So it's good. It's like a little bit of savory, but with fruit being the, stealing the show, clearly because all the sugar.
Was there ice in it?
No, but it was like iced fruit. It was all in the fridge and stuff.
Okay, so. No, because
cool fruit.
Because if there's ice in it with the slap chopped fruit, right, and the mayo, then I'd be like, okay, like, because it's hot, you know what I mean? Like it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But even if it's refrigerated fruit with mayo, I don't know, man. Like, just in my mind,
it's weird. But,
I don't.
But you know what? I had no problem like eating a lot of it.
So you did, right? Yeah. So you took one, and then you went. At first, you were like, "Fucking weird ass Korean motherfuckers." Then you ate it, and then you went.
It's like, what is going on here?
And after you're like, "Oh, 대박."
I'm just trying to figure out like where in the past that this became a thing. Was it out of necessity, or somebody was like, "Oh, you know what would be good? Let's put these two." Like,
the first two to do it, right? You're like, I mean, I don't think you've ever really gotten into your experience or your time in Japan, right? But it was a bunch of, I'm assuming that the 50 people that you're talking about, they're all dudes, right?
There was, it was 100% guys.
Yeah, and so a bunch of guys. Yeah. Like if I feel like it would have been like almost like a old dorm room. Like, you know what I mean? Like college days, right? Where, they might have kids, they might be old, some might be clean, some might be not, but...
Well, I mean, it was 3 to an apartment. And so, but we lived in different apartments.
Okay.
So we had a bus that would pick us up in the morning per apartment. Like our apartment building only had one apartment in it. And then another apartment building maybe had like 2 apartments in it. And then, but there's like multiple apartments.
Right.
And then there were different regions that we all lived in.
Right.
There's like 2 different buses. There's like,
how come they didn't keep all 50 y'all together?
It was just, I don't know. Like
for fear of uprising?
Realtor. There's not a place that really houses like, contractors. So I don't know. It was weird. And morning, when I say morning, it meant we did the graveyard shift. So they would pick us up like at 8 p.m. I think, or 7 p.m. And we would work till 5, 6 in the morning.
Ooh.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about a lot of things. About Koreans, most of all. Because I've never really been in that kind of work setting. And I got to know a lot of them and why they were doing the kind of work they were in Japan, of all places.
Right.
And it was a weird time, like I was brought in to work there because they needed someone that was peaceful. This is weird because apparently the person that worked before me,
your position,
my position, left because they got into a fight with a Japanese worker. And so when I got the call, they're like, "Oh, we need a Korean translator that can speak English to Korean translation." And I was like, "Did you get the wrong? You're not like me." Yeah. So and I said, I can't do it. Like, I can't translate. This is a factory. People's lives are at stake. They're like, no, it's not as bad as you think. Your Korean actually is good enough, but more importantly, your demeanor is what we need. And it seems like you wouldn't get into a fight with Japanese people.
But did they test you though? Like,
sure, and I understand why. There was a lot of, and it might have been specific to this job or this situation, but I saw some things that were very unsettling. Both ways,
right?
So I've seen racism in my life,
of course,
but this was something on a new level.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh?
It was like, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it because it's not. It would almost sound like I'm taking sides.
Right.
And I'm not. I really pray and hope for the reconciliation of Japanese and Korean relations and just in general. I think that's where we should head. But I did see things that were very
anti-Korean, anti-Japan.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, of course.
And I saw the problems.
Right.
That Koreans don't vocalize as much. And so I understood a little bit more about why they are the way they are when it comes to, I don't know, the issues.
Korean, Japan issues. Yes.
Yeah. And because and it wasn't, and because I'm a Kyopo and or Korean American, it didn't matter.
Right.
I was Korean.
Right.
So I saw firsthand, the treatment.
Yeah.
Like, I won't get too much into it, but things like we weren't allowed to eat in the cafeteria. Like, that was like a choice made by the Japanese. So
where did you have to eat?
It wasn't a thing. We had to eat in a bungalow or outside or whatever.
Oh, really?
We weren't allowed to join. And it would be things they had other contractors from other countries,
right?
Like Taiwanese people.
Right, yeah.
They were allowed to eat there, but we couldn't.
That's blatant.
And I'm just saying that just to give you an idea there were a lot of things that were just like really, really worse.
Damn.
And so for me to be like, you guys are taking it too seriously, you gotta chill out.
Right.
I'm finally at a place where, you know, I'm more willing to hear people out and hear their side of the story.
Right.
And just kind of hope that I can give them encouragement and say, sure, the world is messed up, but we can be the better ones, you know, on both ends, because I think our team too, they took things to extreme as well. Granted, it was like from real resentment, but there's a way to be the better person. I'll leave it at that, because if I really, they kind of put me in my place at a lot of times, because I was always the one that was like, I wanted to make things right.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you guys don't want to speak up, I'll speak up, because this is just flat out wrong.
Yeah.
And here we have like 50 Korean guys that are working their asses off.
Right.
But because they need to work.
Right.
And they're sending the money home to their families.
Right.
They have kids, and, you know, and at one point I was just like, I got to say something, because I can, you know? And they stop me every time, because for them, they're used to it, and they've lived with it, and they're not surprised by it. So they can stand it.
Right.
And if I say something and they all lose their work, then that's on me.
Right.
And they can't send money home to their families. So these contractors, they work on project to project. So sometimes months go without any work.
Right.
And they're getting paid really well by doing this kind of work. So if I said something, I could jeopardize everybody's ability to provide for their family.
Right.
So I couldn't say anything, you know. And this is the most I've ever said anything about it, and I probably won't go any further, because, you know, I will in private.
Right.
But
so you couldn't be the William Wallace. you couldn't, because you had to also see the perspective of you know, the economic situation, the financial situation of these people. I mean,
for one thing, I still feel like an outsider. And for me to be an outsider and to speak on it in a way where I'm like, it's black and white,
right?
Like that's the wrong thing to do. So even now, like, I won't get into specifics, because I feel like there are things we can do to make things better as outsiders, but like taking it head on, I don't think that's something I have the energy to do, to be honest. Because I don't really know.
Of course. I think what I wanted to say is, maybe it's the other part is the fact that both you and I know the surface level of the history and the tension. Like, you know, we know certain like surface level things, right? Yeah. Which are still fucked up, you know, whatever. But I think there's more shit that's ingrained that we'll never understand, because we didn't grow up with that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because we come from a place where all Asians were kind of lumped into one, like so it was back home, you know, all Asian American studies classes were like, Asians need to stick together, right? Like right now with COVID and all that shit, like if it's a Chinese person getting their asses kicked or a Korean person getting their asses kicked or a Filipino, it's like all Asians need to stick together, right?
Right.
But then here, it's not like that, where like every Asian like nation has their own like historical beefs and feelings toward each other. Yeah. And that's something that we can't ever know for now. You know?
With the tensions that I saw firsthand,
right.
I will say too that I met some really wonderful people in Japan, like Japanese people, like in the time that I was there. They were just, they had no bias towards us.
Right.
You know, it's just yeah. So I maybe it's an isolated situation. Maybe we just had the wrong management that we work with. That's very possible,
right?
You know, but from what the Korean team told me, you know, this is like just it was no surprise to them, you know,
right?
And they had Japanese friends too. Some of them were dating Japanese women,
yeah.
And so everyone has a different, you know, take on.
Did you ask him if it was mosaiced?
No. I don't know. It's a weird time,
right?
You know, especially like it helped me understand a little bit more about even marrying a Korean woman. You know, my wife and I had conversations about this, and I know what her take on everything is as well. You know, and there I know that we have the same goals as well. Like we both just we want a better world. We want to live in a better world, especially for our sons. So,
right.
So we're not gonna just jump to conclusions when. Yeah. Anyway, you know, I don't know. This Noonchi Podcast is not clearly like the.
You don't have to apologize. Yeah. I don't know why you go. Whatever. Fuck it. It's not like you're a fucking socio-economic political expert. You're talking about your experiences and your thoughts. And if people have a problem with that, then don't watch. Get the fuck out of here. Like that's how I think, right? Like
you know what it is. Shit? Like so I grew up in New York, right? It's pretty multicultural,
right?
But actually, the most racist things I've ever experienced were in New York.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, I'm preaching to then, but because I'm sure you've seen a lot of racism in your life as well.
Shit. Yeah.
And then a lot of people could say, you know, why are you in Korea? There's still a fight to be fought. Like in the US, you know, there's a lot of racism that we can still be a part of that fight where we make things right for future generations. Why are you in Korea? Why are you like every now and then I get this air of like I meet somebody with that kind of attitude or in some way or another, but for me it's always like you don't know me.
Yeah. No, like, but really, like you feel that from some people back home that like kind of see you as someone that just kind of, for lack of better words, ran away.
Well, I kind of feel like I'm lumped into that because of what's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and what's going on back in the States. There's a lot, you know. Sure, yeah, I'm totally there, and I'm not there. Right. First of all, but I'm
physically, yes.
Yeah, of course. But if I was back home, like this would be like closer to home, you know? But I'm here in Korea and I have felt that way in certain situations where like, let's say that there was someone that said we should speak more about what's going on in the States with how they're treating coronavirus. Like I'm not there, so I don't know. I don't want to speak on things that I don't know about. I'm in Korea, right.
I think you didn't really understand the purpose of that comment, though.
Yeah,
it was just to be controversial so that we can get more hits. That was the main point of that comment.
For me, it's like it's not that I don't believe that Black lives don't matter, or of course they do.
Right.
You know, of course it is. Like but you like me being in Korea is not me like running away from problems.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel like I need to be here. Like I feel like I can get something done finally for myself.
Yeah.
Because I have a different story than anybody I know. Like nobody knows me, man. Like I don't really believe that anyone understands me. Like I hated growing up in New York. I hated it. Like I have very few fond memories. And so I can't really bank on the good memories and think that, you know, life is okay now, because like I resent my childhood. Like living in that in the 80s in New York, it was fucking awful, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know. And then coming to Korea is kind of my reward, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because I love it here. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. Maybe I did escape some of the fight that exists back home, but like a part of me thinks, like, you know, at the end of Lord of the Rings, when Frodo gets to get on the boat and go live in Elvish lands. Okay. Yeah, that was like he was invited to go.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then, but you see his friends, they're like, wait a minute, where are you going?
Right.
You're leaving us? And like, I understand what Frodo's had gone through almost. Like, he doesn't say it out loud, but in his eyes, like, bitch, you know what I've been through?
Right.
Like, I had this, the ring that ruled all other rings around my neck, bitch. Like, I get to go to Elvish lands, you know, like, and relax for once.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe that's an extreme way to look at it.
I mean, no, I'm just...
It's not perfect here by all means. No, there's a lot that needs to be fixed here.
No, I know, but then my whole... The part that I'm actually curious about, because I don't feel it, for me personally, is the part where you feel like people think you ran away from the fight. I think is that like, I don't know. I mean, because I don't feel that. You know what I mean? Maybe
it wasn't a direct attack, but
right.
I know I'll read, like, I try to follow the news and social media, whatnot, you know, and you know I don't.
Yeah.
Like most, and then people that do, they think everyone is online.
Yeah.
People that are really, really active on social media, when I see their comments and what they post, they feel like everyone is living lives similar to them. But literally, I don't. Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah. Me neither.
But then sometimes I'll read things where, like, I'm done with you if you're not for this movement or you're not pushing this movement forward. And I feel that's like, I don't know, maybe it's not completely directed at me, but it is to a certain extent. And I'm just like, well,
later.
Maybe you're right. Yeah. But I just don't have, I'm here for a reason. Like, I got out of there a long time ago for very similar reasons to what everyone's facing now.
Yeah. Like, I'm okay. I don't know. I just think that I go, it's, if someone goes, either you're against me, or are you with me or against me, and there's that ultimatum, chances are I go, all right then.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Goodbye. That's, to me, that type of talk is nonsense, in my opinion, right? In anything, right? Unless it's like, yo, like, you know what it is? It's like, hey, if you're not with this, then you're a serial killer. You know, like, if it becomes that kind of like extreme, I'd be like, your argument's retarded. Get out of my face, right? Yeah. And now I said a word that people are going to be like, I can't believe you said that word, right? But whatever. My thing is, when someone tries to like force me to make a decision like that,
yeah,
man, get the fuck out of my face.
Or I mean, the guilting thing is like, maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it than it is, but like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of those general statements that people make, they're aimed towards people like me, and so I can understand it. I don't appreciate it because they don't have all the facts,
right?
But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, because I didn't know that it I don't say bugged, but it made an impression on you. You know, like those types, because I've read those too, and I'm like, I'm not even close to this person, so whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I was like, well, who are you to judge? Who are you to make the rules for society? Go suck a dick. You know, how about that? You know,
yeah.
If you don't suck my dick, then you're stupid. Like, well, like who makes these rules, man? Right. And I get it. It is, you know, like it is a time, especially back in America, where there's a lot of hurt that needs to be that hurt that needs to somehow be healed, wounds that need to be healed, right? Sure. And I get it, you know, and I totally understand. But you know, for like, I'm not marching. I can't march. You know what I mean? I can't donate money because you
don't have money.
I'm broke, right? So you know, so what should I? What do I do? You know what I mean? Like, so me sharing somebody's post, like, I mean, in this day and age, it's like, I remember back in the days when like there was some cause, or every cause, you needed to do something with your profile picture, right? Mm-hmm. You know, gay marriage, profile picture, rainbow filter, right? Like, you know, something else, then it's something, right? And I go, I guess this quote unquote spreads awareness, you know, but I don't think it really fixed any sort of, I don't think it changed dialogue.
Solidarity. And but it's kind of like, in a weird way, the same conversation we had, you and I had this separate conversation about like religion, right? Like somebody preaching on a corner, right? Like saying you're going to hell, right? Kind of thing. And them reaching maybe one person the whole day. Yeah. Right. Maybe that's all it takes. Right. Right. But maybe that's not for me. I think I do things that are more effective in different ways. Yeah. I think everyone is different. Yeah. Like, it's not enough for me to repost something. Right. That's not why I don't do it. I'm not online, you know? That's my excuse. I'm sorry, I'm sticking with it, but no need to apologize. Actually, it's a good analogy. All these people being super like hardcore, to me, like that's a good one. It's like those people, those quote unquote what do you call it, Bible thumpers that have a megaphone and tell everybody that they're going to hell, you know. That's how I feel about all of it. To me, it's the online version of that where I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, and I'm just kind of like just going around them, because like, I'm not saying that they're right or wrong, right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is that's not what I do, you know, so I don't need to do that. Yeah, I mean, like, let's say, okay, there's a Bible thumping, like, for the most part, like, I'm a Christian, like, I guess, you know, not in that extreme way. I'm not telling people they're going to hell, right, and stuff. It's like, but let's say it's the same message, right? I just know that I'm not going to be effective in standing in a corner and telling people they're going to hell, right? Like, because you're going to say, I don't know after every fucking sentence. For me, it's more like, all right, if I really believe in this, then I'll just live my life accordingly to the way I believe I'm supposed to live my life. And if I'm a good example and somebody is like, hey, what does that guy have that I don't, but I appreciate him. Yeah. Like, maybe let me get to know him better. Why is he that way? And they happen to ask me, hey, what are you about? What are your foundations as a human? And I'll say, have you heard of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Is that what you're going to hit him up with? I'll probably say, yeah, like I jerk off a few times a week, and I don't know. You know, it's just like, no, I get it. Again, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, lead by example. Don't lead by shoving words down people's mouth. Right. Like, it might work for maybe that 0.1%. Right. And it maybe makes you feel better because you know, it's more about you than that actually 1% person. Right. So did I bring up another Bill Burr bit earlier in the podcast? But it's a Bill Burr bit about like domestic violence, right? Mm-hmm. Where like there's a billboard says that the domestic violence is wrong, and then there's a wife beater that's driving and goes, oh, I get it. Like, oh, whoopsie daisy, honey, get up. You know, like I think for the most part, most people
already have a certain stance on all these topics that right now is a hot button issue, right? All over the news, right? And if they don't have especially the race stuff and all that, they lean one way or the other.
Yeah,
it's there, right? So, it's just putting up memes and whatnot. It's not, in my opinion, it's not going to change anything unless there's someone that's completely,
Another thing though, like let's say, like at least in my circle of friends and people I know, for the most part, actually, nobody is preaching hate,
right?
Or the opposite of what I'm thinking,
right?
And if they were, I'd probably say something,
right?
Right. So I feel like I'm in a good place now, where I feel like everybody is on the same page, at least in my circle. In my social media bubble, I guess.
Right.
There are people that I do follow on, let's say, Twitter that have batshit crazy ideas. And I don't unfollow them just because I want to know how the other side is.
Right, right.
Going about their days. And then like it's weird because they'll be very pro like whatever I'm against.
Yeah.
At the same time, they'll put like something like I can appreciate as well. So I know that people, it's not a black and white issue. Like I know people aren't like full out crazy, or they're just like they definitely have had different upbringings than I have.
Yeah.
And so, but really, can we find a common ground? And then maybe speak on a level where, all right, maybe if I'll listen to you if you listen to me.
Right.
Kind of thing. Maybe that's more effective than,
I think when it comes to any sort of this discussion or argument, I like to think of it like this. Like, let's say, I brought it up, not in this podcast, but in other podcasts. But let's say, okay, so you're Christian and let's say I'm Buddhist, right?
Yeah.
And you are trying to tell me why your religion is better, and me, I'm going to try to tell you why my religion is better, right? So we're already kind of fixed in terms of our stance, right?
Yeah.
So it's not our job to convince each other that mine's better than your religion. And you know what I mean? I think we can still be friends, and I have a lot of Buddhist friends where I don't have to agree with what for example, their religion, right? But I understand that's how they believe, and we can still be respectful, right?
Okay.
And I feel like that's the discourse or dialogue that like we can all have, but instead it's like, oh, you believe in that?
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy. Then you start falling into categories that they just kind of pre-made for you.
I agree with you on so many levels, but then I also understand that there are people that are completely obsessed with doctrine.
Yeah.
And they can't say that. They have to, because of what they believe in.
Yeah.
They believe everyone else is going to hell. Even their friends that are Buddhists.
Right.
And they stick by that.
But see, there was so I have a friend who's Buddhist, right? He married a Christian girl, right?
Yeah.
And so his wife goes, hey, can you come with me to church?
Yeah.
So him just trying to be a supportive husband went, but he's Buddhist, right? And so the pastor basically said that you don't believe in God, you believe in Jesus, blah, blah, blah. You're going to hell, right? This dude got upset and he hit me up. He's like, I can't believe that this guy is telling me that I'm going to hell, right? And I said, well, you don't believe in a hell. So what the fuck's the problem? Right? You know what I mean? We just think of hell as, universally
he's
as
upset at the judgment.
Right.
As at the audacity of somebody's belief and
But I told him, bro, you don't believe in heaven or hell. So what the fuck are you why are you upset? You know what I mean? To you, hell can be fucking Fresno. Who gives a shit, right? You know what I mean? Like, why are you mad?
Yeah.
You know? And so that kind of changed his mind. I go, you just think of it as because hell universally is a bad place and heaven universally is a good place, right? But I go, hey, according to what you believe in, there isn't one. So what the fuck's the problem, right? And so it kind of fixed his mentality a little bit, right? So it's like he's not necessarily talking shit to you.
Yeah.
You know, because if you don't believe it, then you're going to a fictional place. You're going to fucking Neverland. Who knows where you're going to, right? And so overall, my whole like if we put less weight, if we put less weight on words, you know, and try to kind of step back a little bit and be like, okay, this is how I should interpret and process things. I think people will have better conversations than saying like, hell, oh shit, yo, fuck you. And that's when it becomes like this. No, I'm right, you're wrong, you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. You're whatever. You're a socialist, you're blah, 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 you're a fascist. We're just throwing words. We're just throwing words to be hurtful, right? And I'm like, that's not how conversation and dialogue should ever be taken, right? But in this day and age, that's what's going on, man. Like, just people are throwing words like, boom, you know, you're an enabler. You're yo, fucking cancel him because he said this word, right? And so that's stupid, man.
It's man, it's just like in general, these are the most craziest times, ever. With that said, being crazy, I think it's probably a good thing that I'm not online.
Yeah,
like I love. I mean, it's hard for me to get even a moment a day with my son, but like for now, that's what I'm living for.
Yeah,
like that. The mornings we get our time together. At night, he's usually asleep by the time I get home. But really, I don't have enough time to be on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is to see what's going on. To be honest, I do all the normal checks to see how our neighborhood is doing, so I can keep this kid safe and make sure he lives to see another day. I don't know. I feel like if people are, even if they are mad at me or like they're upset with me not being like I could care less.
Yeah.
I could really care less at this point in my life.
Tell them to go fuck themselves. Danny Cho says it. Yo, go fuck yourself if you think, you know.
No, I'll say it. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah. Like if you have that judgment on me, you don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about my situation, my family. And go fuck yourself.
No, I mean, but the reason why
go fuck a papa doc. Go fuck your go fuck your left eye. I don't know.
It is a good callback. But I mean, the reason why I've actually tried to stay on this topic with you is because I want to be like, has someone directly said anything, or is it something that you just feel that they're directing towards you because you're a bit hypersensitive?
And maybe the second thing you said,
right. Because I'm like, yo, why would anyone, you know, like attack you personally like that, right, or directly like that, right? So,
But I know it's a possibility. I'm sure people. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
With that being said, everybody, be good to one another. The end of my TED Talk, since we started with talking about the TED Talk, the end of the TED Talk was be nice to the people you meet, because you'll never know how that person might alter your life, and even for the better. And you'll meet people that will help you along the way. So always be good to everybody, and just don't be a dick.
That's good advice, man. Yeah. Just don't be shitty.
Yeah, don't be a dick. Yeah. You know, like I try not to be a dick in person, like outward. Like,
but lately I've been
aggressively. I'm not trying to be a dick, right? It's like
I've been a dick to you, but like it's hard not to be a dick to you when you know, like I'm just trying to like be like you. So it's like,
you aren't, babe, but you haven't. Wow, those words didn't come out right. Haven't you noticed that I haven't really pounced on you like verbally in quite some time now?
Yeah. And you have every right to.
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right. Keep on throwing it.
I appreciate it. Though. Like I got a lot of. I'm having a hard time with life right now. Like I'm having a hard time balancing things just because this is all so new to me. Like the weight of the world,
right,
has shifted to the weight of my son,
right,
and then the weight of the world on top of that. I just like navigating life is very different now. And it's hard to do, but with all that said, being kind to one another is always something I think I'm still doing okay, but if I fall outside of that, whatever that system, like, please be the first to tell me. And then,
you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
All right. Laters.
Chuck out.
Fuck a clock. Fuck a dog.